Hey guys, I'm Vanessa. I'm one of the MSAT students here at Seton Hall, and this is Jeannie, another MSAT student. Today we're going to show you some hip abduction exercises. So you use hip abduction to move your hips, well, your legs away from the midline. For the primary muscles, you use your glute med and your glute min. If you have any kind of strong resistance in that motion, it targets not only your glute med but your glute min, but also it uses the sartorius and the superior glute max. Also in that motion, if you do a little bit of hip flexion, it also activates your TFL. So we're going to do a simple isotonic exercise. We're going to do something called kneeling kickouts. We're going to start with Jeannie is kneeling, tall sit. Her shoulders are back, her back is straight, her toes are on the table, and her knees are at a 90-degree angle. What she's then going to do is she's going to, if we're going to work on right leg today, what Jeannie's going to do is she's going to extend out her right leg. She is then going to, while keeping her shoulders back, her trunk straight, she's going to do a lateral trunk bend and brace herself with her hand on the table. She's then also going to put her other hand in her waistline. She's going to make sure that her knee is straight, her hips are not tilted forward or back to make sure that everything is pretty much in line. And then she is going to slowly lift her foot off of the table while keeping her knee as straight as possible. She's going to try and go a little bit past her straight line and then slowly bring it back down. When she's bringing it up, she's using her concentric contractions, and when she's slowly bringing it back down, she's using her eccentrics. To make this a little bit difficult, you can put an ankle weight around her ankle, and yeah. Alright, so we're going to do some functional exercises. Today we're going to do a lateral band walk. What Jeannie is doing is she is putting a band right above her knees. If you have a lot of hair, you should probably wear pants, otherwise it's going to pull your hair out. The main thing to focus on when you're doing this is that you maintain a slight hip flexion and a slight knee bend as well. But then you're also making sure that your scaps are back, your shoulders are back, and you have a little bit of a forward lean. When she does this, she's going to take a small step out with her lead foot, and then she's going to go back to shoulder width apart with her trail foot. She's going to maintain, though, that bend, and she's not bouncing up and down. Good. For her concentric and eccentric phases, when she takes her step out, for this lead leg, it's going to be a concentric contraction. However, while also taking that step out, holding that step makes a eccentric contraction in this leg. When she brings her leg back to shoulder width apart, the leg that's moving is doing an eccentric contraction, while the leg that it's holding is now doing a concentric contraction of the adductors. And yeah. So we're going to start out with a simple isometric exercise in a closed kinetic chain. So make sure that you are able to weight bear while you do this. What Jeannie is going to do is she's going to put herself up against the wall, making sure that her foot and hip are touching the wall. She's going to just put her forearm right in her waist curve just for comfort and stability. What she's going to do is she's going to, with her right leg, push out with an equal amount of force, and she's going to hold that for about 30 seconds. Wait, my hip's gotta be up against it. Now, if you're not weight bearing, and you're going to do it on a table, what you're going to make sure that you're going to do is you're going to lay flat on your side. Your leg that's affected that we're trying to work is going to be against the table. If you are able to hold this kind of a position, do it. Otherwise, to make it a little bit easier, you're going to bend this leg and prop it up against, but you're going to make sure that your hips and your shoulders and everything are right in line. So what Jeannie just did is perfect. Put your hand on your hip, and you're going to push down, making sure that you still have that hip flexion and a little bit of a knee flexion, and you're going to push down against the table with equal force. Hold it for 30 seconds, and then relax.
Good.